Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play Rome 2 Total War, the Empire Divided DLC, as a Germanic kingdom, the Marcomanni. So, essentially, all you need to know before we begin with the actual strategizing and Let's Playing of this game. Rome 2 Total War is probably my favourite out of the post-Medieval 2 era Total War games, in its current state, that is. On release, it's been very turbulent and, shall we say, problematic. But in its current state, I do believe the game is quite good, and like I said, I think it's my favourite out of all the ones that came out after Medieval 2. So, I do have quite a bit of experience playing Rome 2, however, I have practically no experience playing Empire Divided. I played as the Goths a little bit, and establishes this sort of medium-sized empire in the Balkans, but that'll be pretty much it. So I've played it a little bit, but nothing too extensively. Alright. There we go. So, we're going to be playing as the Marcomanni, and my objective would be to sort of snowball. I'm not looking to paint the map, I'm looking to establish a strong Germania, and maybe dive a little bit into sticking it to the Romans, and that will be about it. So, not too long, but not too brief Let's Play either. So, hard difficulty, Marcomanni. It's a hard initial challenge, apparently. So, yeah, let's see what happens. This is during the decline, I suppose, of the Roman Empire and the crisis, so let's see how well we can exploit that for our own personal greedy gains. Alright, just get rid of some distractions, and there we go. My apologies, by the way, if my voice sounds a little bit off today. I believe I've caught something like a Greek plague or whatever. I haven't been to Greece. Greece has come to me. Don't ask. My apologies. Like I said, so, if this loading screen wouldn't take, 5,000 years to load me into my empire, we could potentially then begin. I guess while considering it's not doing that, what is my experience with the DLC so far? Good. I like it. I like the changes that are made, and I like the lack of changes in some aspects as well. So they kept the core of the game like it was, but introduced enough for the DLC, and this is a default. Yeah. I'm just gonna... Actually, I'm not gonna skip over this. Yeah, every nation... There's not a lot of nations to play, though. That's my big problem, and all of them get this, a default intro screen as well.
Roman imposters led by Tetricus.
Actually, I don't know if they do. Maybe the, because I don't think if I was playing as Tetricus, I would be called the Roman imposter.
To the east, the usurper Queen Zenobia marches her armies into our lands. This is unacceptable.
Oh, damn right, it's unacceptable. Half your empire is falling apart. Actually, 2/3 of it.
Give us an emperor from humble beginnings. Give us a leader our armies will follow. Give us Emperor Aurelian.
Yes, the golden emperor you all deserve, but not desire. Or something paradoxical along those lines. At any rate, we don't care about the Romans, we're building our own thing. We are going to be the second Rome. Or the third Rome. Second Rome. Yeah, we're not at Constantinople yet. Second Rome.
The formerly powerful Roman Empire crumbles.
It does. It crumbles before my very eyes. It is time to take advantage. One of the things I really don't like, the unit cards. Ugh, look at them. Hideous unit cards. But question is, who am I at war with? To start off with. Rome. Okay. Let's change that. Well, I don't want to attack any clans that I have blood bonds with. Which means I don't want to attack any clan whatsoever
Good
around me.
Friend, what an honor you do us. Come.
You speak from deep wisdom.
Alright, Ha. Sure. Sure, I won't attack anyone. Yet. I'll move into Nerea. I can do that, right? Yes, I can. So, let's gather the army then. All in one big unit. Actually, you're the king. Well, I didn't vote for you, but no, you're the king, so I kind of want... Yeah, I'd kind of like you to control the army. And we'll start off with that thing. And we'll start off with... I don't have a champion. Okay, in that case, can I build something? Not necessarily either. Ooh. Can I recruit people? Now that I probably can do. Germanic band, Germanic hunters. They're terrible though. Everything I have right now, and this is what my... Not really issue, but what my... Yeah, I guess I'll say issue has been with most of these Germanic starts. They start off with fantastic units, and I grow to really care for these units, right? Because they're the best I have. They're really high-end troops. Problem is, I can't build any more of them for, like, ever, so... It's difficult to maneuver. These are light troops. We don't want light troops, generally. But they're not that lighter compared to what we have. Let's get 3 of those, and let's get, like, 1 unit of Germanic hunters. Even though their range is miserable compared to these guys. Still feel like it's somewhat worth it. So my question is, why can't I play as the Alemanni, or the Langobardi, or the Vandali? Why can't the Vandali? Look at it, the Vandals! The savage Vandals! Why can I not play as them? Ugh. So many options here, so many beautiful options, and yet...
We do not have.
Military access, yes, that is useful. Would you like trade agreement now? No, you wouldn't. You understand that there is no... literally no need for us not to have a trade agreement, yes? Alright, we have a commander, or a champion, so I'm going to put you in there to train the troops, and we shall be off to down there in a turn or two. And then, of course, provided that nobody attacks me first. Bit of a stretch, maybe, but... yeah. I have hope. There we go. So actually, yeah, we're doing this the other way around. You are giving him troops. All of the troops. And you're just going to sit there for now. So, with a fairly massive army, let's head down south. And I can recruit, and I do have the economy to recruit more men. Which is somewhat weird. I have just 1 settlement and I can recruit a full army. Alright. Whatever. The thing has been changed a little bit. Inner policies or whatever. Now choose how you want to govern. It could be a kingdom, empire, or a union. I think we'll just stick with... kingdom? We might switch to an empire at one point. Because it sounds good. Most part. Among other reasons, it sounds really, really good. can get loyalty from these guys, but they are fairly loyal, so... This is the one political party we have in our system, or in our government, however you want to call it, our kingdom. And then we have these two guys. That's about it. There is certain things you can do, but not that much. I mean, it's all comes down to mostly loyalty of your political party and your generals. That's about it. As well as the standard, don't get too powerful, don't completely lose all power as well, and stuff like that. It's fairly simple, right? Alright. So. Oh yeah, now the ranking up system has changed as well, so now you can see what leads to what, which is terrific. Not very useful for me right now, though, as I'm just going to keep the agent here. So... Actually, yeah, it is. I'm basically just going to keep the agent there to recruit, or not to recruit, to train the army. Okay, and... I don't think there is anything else to do. Well, research that. And then turn. Alright. Royal recognition. Fair enough. Excuse me for a second. Ah, sorry. Mute myself there for a second. Alright, I will upgrade this to a fortified settlement, I think. Immediately. Let's see how this goes. Yep. Alright, so... One of the great features about our empire is we can attack whenever we want, day or night. Which you'd think would be, you know, more common in the world, shall we say, but yeah, apparently not. Alright. There is a variety of siege equipment that we can use. We won't use any, I don't think, but let me just click that, essentially, and let's go ahead and grab that as well, and we'll grab that a bit later. So, we shall have our first battle for today against fairly mediocre Roman garrison, apart from these legionaries, which will be a problem, but we have decent, I think, enough troops to take them out, and we will attack during the day, because yeah, there's no point attacking during the night in this situation. There is a bit of an issue, no. There's a bit of a thing that I need to mention, though, which is skirmisher troops and ranged units, in my experience so far, have been massively buffed. So, the way I usually run my armies is I have 3 or 4 units of archers. Sometimes I would have skirmishers like this, most of the times I usually have just cavalry and melee infantry, right? Cavalry to the flanks, infantry to the centre, archers to the rear, standard. And these archers would be useful for skirmishing, they would be useful for driving off some other enemy lighter skirmishers with focused fire, and simply, you know, shooting back at whoever's shooting missiles at us. Understandable, right? Nothing too special about this. Yes, but now they seem to do, like, a lot. As in, I've wiped out lighter infantry troops with simply a few volleys of archer fire, from 3 or 4 different units, of course, and it is quite a few arrows being hurled at them, but compared to what this used to do, it's fairly unimpressive, right? What they used to do is not a lot, honestly. So, yeah. It's, I guess it's quite nice to see that my archers are now somewhat more useful. Especially if you get shots to the enemy's side, to their rear. And then you have a particularly effective group of men who are commanding. Alright. I think we shall attack from over here. There's a clearing. Apart from that little pair of villages, or pair of villages, yeah. Pair of houses. We can send the ladders in fairly straightforward. Alright?
The battle timer shows how much time is left before the battle ends. The attacker must rout or destroy the
And we can set up all
within the
4
time
ladders in
limit or
one
lose the battle.
place.
To claim
We shall be
victory,
going up against
defenders
Roman
need to keep the
levies,
attacker
which
at
have
bay,
healer
so still win,
and
even if outnumbered.
large scutums, and that's about it. Well, they do have swords, obviously.
Eyes front. Worry about
Slingers over here, they're fairly uninteresting. And Roman light skirmishers. Over here, more light skirmishers. Over here are vigiles. Town watch, essentially. So the legionaries are probably somewhere inside the town. Rather uninterestingly, just sitting there waiting for me. So, let's send the rest of our units in forward, obviously, but even more importantly, the archers in. And yes, perhaps even more importantly, even in stages like these, archers do a tremendous amount of damage. So, you know what? Here's hoping it wasn't a one-time thing. We have some really good swordsmen. There's a medium melee infantry. It's pretty much the best I can expect from this stage. Well, no, actually, in all due honesty, it's probably a lot better than what you'd usually expect at this stage. So, yeah, doing pretty good so far.
Hidden units have been discovered.
That is slightly on fire, though. But hey. Don't expect the Romans to give this up without a fight. What I don't like is, and I've just noticed this as well, is all the Germanic units look pretty much the same. Which is somewhat understandable because they sort of did, right? Obviously there is a lot of variation between units because there was a lot of variation between... Okay, you see where this is going, right? But these shields... Really? What are those? I'm not sure. And it's exactly the same for all barbarian units from what I've seen, for all Germanic barbarian units from what I've seen, so... You know, could be better, could be worse. I'm taking a lot of range damage so far. Actually, the general has taken their bit. It's there and prepare to send another wave of troops up the ladder. With no particular favourites whatsoever. So much damage, it's absurd at this stage. Right, up the ladder. Bit of a weird way of doing things, but alright. Can I just send you there direct? Yes, I can. Alright. Alright, there you go. There you go, you're doing good. Another wave of troops up the ladder. Taken a lot more damage than I would have hoped for at this stage. Let's get these archers out of here. Actually, let's get the complete assortment of archers out of here. As well as you lot, because you don't have enough range to do anything. I'm assuming these guys are retreating, but we won't go through the gate because they have oil. They have cooking oil. Greatest enemy. No, they have rather hot oil, which I don't want to mess with.
Units has used all its ammunition.
Now, everyone that's on the wall should be fighting. We've sort of trapped the levies in between a rock and a hard spot at this stage. I expect them to fall very quickly. And there's also somewhat preventing me from pushing forward with the skirmishes on this side. And the battle for this settlement will be won or lost at the walls, pretty much. Well, will be won at the walls. Spoiler alert, right? Alright, just take out the skirmishes because they're particularly annoying. I really like their look. I specifically look at their shields because they have just simple tunics, right? I'm not to admire there, but I quite like that shield. Would I prefer to have that one or just a regular round one? I don't know. Depends. Because their primary job is to hurl spears, and that is there so it doesn't get in the way of you throwing your spears. So, obviously javelins, right? Light javelins specifically. There we go. We now have achieved a maximum historic accuracy when it comes to what they were hurling at the enemy. Was it like Peeler? It changed. Actually threw darts at one point as well. Which is not what most people think. It's not what most people think it is. It's not darts from the game darts, right? It's kind of like short javelins, like slightly shorter javelins. It's pretty heavy on the tip. So we have them up there. Let's just guide absolutely everything to down there and see how we do. Should be taking the gate as well. Yeah, if you can go through there, I highly appreciate it. Never mind. You get ready to go through the gate because we'll capture it soon. We've actually neutralized it so far. Oh, and I can actually do this as well. Where is it? There it is. Just don't pay attention to the very top of the screen and you'll have a decently immersive battle. They're actually holding the line surprisingly well here, which is, I mean, that's what they're kind of there for, but that being said, they will just perish away. And not much they can do about it. I love the helmets though. I absolutely love the helmets. They're the cheapest troops Rome has, and they're fairly decent. You know, some body protection, or you would be dealing with some late game troops from Rome 2. Which is how it was, but I don't think the quality of troops was ever the main reason Rome won. Well, the main reason Rome lost territory at this era, or in this era at least. They need to make equipment. They need to make swords and no, just general equipment. Time it was not the issue at all. Like, there's a reason pretty much everyone on Earth copied Rome, right? That's not fair to say because the Romans copied everyone else too, to an extent. There was sort of a mutual melting one into the other, especially in terms of the way their troops looked. Because by the end of the 4th century, Roman legionnaires didn't really exist. They sort of did, but most soldiers in the Roman army looked pretty much exactly like the barbarians they were fighting. That's because they were the barbarians that they were fighting. It's kind of a problem. You see the issue here? Alright, just slaughter them all as there. exiting. There you go. Let none survive, and yes, I know this is in World of Warcraft. Alright, there we go. So, with the gate open, let's make our way towards the centre.
We have captured the gates!
Of this fine establishment. I look forward to using these skirmishes more. Now this is a very picturesque sight. Ah, that's actually gorgeous. Let me just screenshot that. That is actually gorgeous. Some tired, some fairly fresh, just running across the streets, occupying cities. It's actually very pretty. You do see the temple as well in the distance. That's actually very pretty. I did not expect it to be that pretty. Just like a random scene. And quite nice and metaphorical about it too. And here they are. There's the beginning and end of my problems. Gnaeus Flaccus with Roman legionaries. Now this is going to be difficult to kill. You say that, don't you? You have an entire army. Yeah, I do. And no, I'm not in any danger of losing. But I also don't want to just charge at them straight up. And look at how wide they've positioned themselves. I notice the AI doing this quite a lot. They're covering this entire area to make sure I don't get around them, right? Smart. Smart. Unfortunately, what they haven't figured out how to do is, not get murdered by arrows. So...
Ready for battle! Forward! We'll kill them all! Warriors ready! Warriors ready!
Let's do that really quickly. And I'll use the general or the king's men, which is Wadnaz's spears,
have been discovered.
to take out this, or to take over rather, this watchtower or arrow tower. They actually did learn how to attack properly in these situations. Alright, fair enough. Because most of the time they'll just let me shoot at them until Kingdom Come. That's it, turn your back to the archers. That's it. That's the general idea of giving up, yes. You seem to be unable to make up your mind whether you're going to fight me or not. And as a result, you're sort of getting butchered. That's the wrong formation. Well, that's somewhat embarrassing. Alright, let's go and war cry them to death. You're too far away though, come on. Pick up the slack, let's go. No, they're wavering. I expected you to put up a bit more of a fight, honestly. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. 300 losses? It's not too bad. It's been a while since I played Rome 2, so... Still, getting back into shape, shall we say. Shaking off some of the rust. That'll get better as we progress. And the city of Norea is ours. We shall occupy it. And yes, I'm well aware that I get a ton of money for what do I get a ton of money for? Oh yes, for sacking the city rather than straight up occupying it. But well, that's not what we're going to do. Very much at all, I don't think. It's mostly just going to be taking places over. Like 99% of the time, I'm guessing. I'll go with a holy tree. Start converting the populace. And unfortunately, we don't get much in the way of replenishment. Now, what do we get for our general? Efficient recruiter, definitely not. You're not going to do much recruiting. Strategist, he's pretty damn good. Master attacker, navigator. So we're not going with the navigator. I really, sorry, I really like lawkeeper. Because here's the thing: most places that you conquer and stay in have low public order. This just expedites the process of putting them down and bringing them under your rule. And it reduces banditry, so yeah, and it leads to a few nice things as well. Some of which is management, which is not very great, but just look at this. -2 corruption faction Y, that's really good. Then again, strategist is kind of awesome too. But I'll go with Warkeeper. Especially because these provinces that we're going to take have no cultural affinity towards us. Quite the opposite, actually. They're the polar opposite in terms of culture, so yeah. We'll do that. Now, there's a problem in that I need to take another settlement immediately. Due to the entire food situation, so we'll see how that plays out. Actually, the reason we don't have much in the way of replenishment for our troops. Yep, food shortages. So we're going to need to attack that place immediately, I'm afraid. And it is undefended, so hooray for us, I suppose. Let's see, I'll grab that thing, but I'll also move you into this settlement, because this is a part of the Retia et Noricum region, and the one I'm about to conquer over here are a part of Pannonia, so stationing an army here won't influence this one, so I'll need to change that. And I would like to grab some troops, and tell you what, I think a unit of just regular good old-fashioned spearmen to keep the order there will go a long way. Oh, and you leveled up 2, didn't you? So it's yeah, I guess that one. I'm mostly just gonna, I'm almost exclusively just gonna buff this, so, or whenever I can, that is. Non-aggression pact with Gaelic Rome, or Gaelic Rome.
Of our mutual foes. And you?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm in no position to say otherwise, because they could attack me from Cambodium. Cambodunum. Okay, let's look at it properly and pronounce it. Cambodunum. Cambodunum. That thing, and cause issues, so let's make sure that doesn't happen, and get ourselves some food, hopefully. And I'm just gonna auto-resolve this, because it's a pathetic force, really. Alright. Occupy. Food, please! No. But upgrades for the army, so that's something. Yet still, no food. We do have a tradition for the army, though. Just formidable fighters, I think we'll do. And now, we're going to go with this. Because that actually just sorts my situation out completely. Mind you, it's a very, very temporary solution. But it is a solution. Next, I think I'll go with some more upgrades for the army. And we should... Yeah, considering they took that, we should focus on taking over Pannonia. Shouldn't be well defended at all. They usually, from the experience of having played one game of this, notice that they tend to stick around Greece. Desertion. Ability to sustain my troops in terms of food. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's fine. They usually tend to stick around here, oddly enough. That does make sense. I mean, they'd be attacked from both sides. Or Greece in navies and move around and fight their civil war, which is... Think of that what you will. I don't want a harbour. I'll get this. I think, yeah, I'll get that, definitely. Now, let's move over towards... somewhere where... Ah, never mind. The 3rd Legion of Lyrica is there. We'll, whoa. We will avoid for now. And I'll get one. It doesn't require food. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So now that we've sort of carved a way in, shall we say, if you don't want any trade with me, you do. Alright, and I think that'll do for the first episode. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one.